This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
It's the MIKEDJKELLY Shorter Than Short podcast.
Yabba-dabba-dabba-doo, it's the Mike Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast for you.
Stand by. We're ready for action. Headphones on, mic on, cycling clips on, money in the meter, fuel in the tank, and we're all set for some more madcap podcast fun in what we call the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast and the special Do We Need Politicians edition.
On this week's podcast.
Coming up on this non-sugar-coated edition, my digital friend Joyce, fake showbiz news, recommend a pod, charities, 145% Trump, 99 to beat, Maglev trains, health lottery, immigration, Leonardo the tortoise, plus lots of stuff you don't know and a whole lot more.
This is the Shorter Than Short Mike Kelly podcast.
Morning, Joyce. Nice to see you. Something looks different about you?
Just the normal Joycey Woicey here, elegant and good looking as ever.
Something different? You have that new look of confidence, as if to say, I've done something and you have no idea what it is.
Yes, maybe.
Come on, spill the beans. What are you up to?
Can't you tell I have lost weight? I have joined the medicated Weight Watchers type diet where you just inject to lose weight.
How much have you lost?
I have only been on it for a couple of weeks and it's on special offer £34 a week, so I have lost £64 so far.
I was meaning how much weight have you lost?
Oh, that takes time. They say it can lead to an average of loss of around 15% of your body weight after 68 weeks.
£34 a week times 68 weeks, that's £2,312. Wouldn't it be easier just to cut out chocolates and bacon butties?
Please welcome the star of the show, your host, Mike DJ Kelly.
I'm Mike Kelly with the latest Shorter Than Short news. Our top story, M&S, says some personal data was taken in the recent cyber attack. Details taken on names, addresses and Marks & Spencer order histories. Buckingham Palace says French President and wife have been invited for a state visit and to stay at Windsor Castle. Charles is also due to host Donald Trump for a state visit. Dr. Martin Ellingham's four-legged friend and pet buddy in Doc Martin, played by Dodger, has passed away. Desperate pensioners go on shoplifting spree across the UK. Medicine and General Medical Council approves 36 courses to teach more than 1,000 NHS physician associates. Oat milk has become the most popular plant-based drink in the UK. New Forest noisy rooster fined for creating unacceptable levels of noise. That's it. You're up to date with all the news that is news this hour. I'm Mike Kelly for STS News.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
Joyce, you look worn out.
I have not had much sleep this week. I think it's starting to catch up with me.
Not sure. What are you talking about?
Well, I have had people coming around at all hours asking about the Pope.
Why would they do that?
Well, you know these cold nights we've been having. Well, I had a big coal fire going and decided to put it out before bed by throwing a bucket of water on it, which worked, but it also sent a big cloud of white smoke from my chimney, and ever since then Popey types have been calling.
It's Joyce's bit of the show with sidekick Mike Kelly.
And what's out there on the social media sites? Tom Scott, UA. The Greens have now nearly 200 more councillors than Reform. This is not something you'd be likely to guess from all the copiously salivating media coverage of Farage and his crew of billionaire-backed far-right chancers. Zoe Gardner, mainstream radio presenters like Vanessa Feltz are perfectly happy to contribute in their own small way to the rise of the extreme far right. Her interview with me on LBC just now was chock full of lies. Calls herself a journalist, really wonder how they sleep at night. Dr. Hasina Wazir, where Streeting thinks the government haven't made any mistakes, yet they are, hiding doctors' pay review body recommendations, avoiding meaningful talks with the BMA, rejecting assurances to prevent strikes. Doctors remain ready to negotiate in good faith, but time is running out. Dr. Rachel Clark, imagine the furore if a Conservative government offered hospitals unlimited financial bonuses to remove patients they decide no longer need treatment from their waiting lists. Michael Rosen. I crept into the kitchen, tiptoed over to the sideboard, my hand slid silently across the surface, and with one sudden leap grabbed a small leftover chocolate Easter rabbit, tore off the gilt foil wrapping, and stuffed the whole beast into my mouth. Hunting scene, North London. Briefcase Michael. Good grief, actress Olivia Colman, so short of money she's had to do a TV commercial for Tory donors Warburtons.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
Donald Trump has acknowledged his tariffs could result in costlier products and said kids might have to have just 2 dolls instead of 30. So just Ken and Barbie, or is there room for a new USA-built offering?
It's the great American Mr. President doll. Mr. President!
The only doll you'll ever need. Made in America by Patel. Suitable for children and fans alike. It comes complete with 3 different dress outfits. Mr. President day-to-day wear, village people, cowboy and construction worker outfits, and a complete Pope outfit. The Mr. President doll has its own voice box and can make random outlandish remarks.
Push the nuclear button. Be careful or you will be state 51. Get Putin on the phone. Now let's start building these walls.
Get your Mr. President doll from Amazon for $99.
This is the Shorter Than Short Mike Kelly podcast.
It's not my fault you've ended up listening to this. Blame the algorithm. But while you're here, why not tell a friend or two about the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast show? If you want to get in touch about anything to do with the Shorter Than Short podcast, please contact and follow. We're on most social media sites, but the main one is Mike DJ Kelly on Blue Sky Social. And in our Why Aren't They on the Telly spot, James Roderick Moyer, commonly known by his stage name of Vic Reeves, and we want him back on the telly. He had a double act with Bob Mortimer as Reeves and Mortimer. He's known for his surreal sense of humour. In 2003, Reeves and Mortimer were listed in The Observer as one of the 50 funniest acts in British comedy. In a 2005 poll to find the comedian's comedian, Reeves and Mortimer were voted the 9th greatest comedy act ever by fellow comedians and comedy insiders. James Roderick Moyer and alter ego Vic Reeves, we want them both back on the telly. And on TV, 99 to Beat has to be one of the worst TV shows ever. Someone's let the kids loose in the commissioning room. Enough said. I heard John Humphreys introducing an old episode of Celebrity Mastermind as television's toughest quiz. Mind you, heard Barry Hearn, OBE, the sports promoter, who is founder and president of Matchroom Sport, describing snooker and darts players as athletes. So if you're getting prepared to be an entrant on the TV show The Chase with Bradders, these are the stock answers you need for the first round and come up as the answers to many different questions. Lego, NASA, Bible, James Bond, Ian Fleming, Nokia, London, and you'll be through to the second round. I see Ofcom are proposing to change our broadcasting rules. Under this change, politicians could still present programmes but could not be a newsreader, news interviewer or news reporter in any type of programme without exceptional editorial justification. Why not have a rule that just says politicians should stick to the day job of politics? Joyce, anything from you on TV or media?
If I had a baby girl I'd call her Alexa. It used to be a popular name in 2013. 319 girls were called by this name. In 2023 it had dropped to 8. Imagine what fun we could have shouting Alexa everywhere.
Yabba dabba dabba doo, it's the Mike Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast for you.
Today's do-gooders are acorntheunion.org.uk. We're paying for the cost of living crisis, but we didn't cause it. Join us to fight back. It is us, ordinary people, that truly power society and create the country's wealth. Yet it's our housing that's not good enough, our services and jobs that are cut. Trade unions in decades before have brought together workers to fight and win. As a community union, we bring together all kinds of people to do the same on all the issues that matter to us. It's hard to defeat the bosses, landlords or politicians alone, but united together in our thousands we can win. Find out more about today's do-gooders at acorntheunion.org.uk.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
And it's time for today's music quiz. Who's singing and what's the song? I've been walking along familiar places, places we used to be. I've been driving all night in the fog and rain, hoping to see your face. All of your friends, they tell me you're going to be free. Now I laugh at these memories, forever calling. Name the song or the group or both.
I know the answer, it's right, said Fred.
Joyce tells it as it is.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
And in our technology spot, so governments are working on what to do if we have a national power outage like they did in Portugal and Spain. Not just how to stop power outage, but how to contact people if such an outage occurs. Some countries are suggesting you have a wind-up or battery-powered FM radio and torches. Not sure if government guidance would be required, as they would only state the bleeding obvious, and we cannot trust them on a day-to-day basis. Why should it be any different in an emergency? Anyway, some are saying that the power outage issue was caused by an oscillation issue, which is caused by not having rotating generators churning out 50 to 60 hertz, which gives electricity. It's inertia. Cyber spies are out and about, especially at M&S and the Co-op, but the newspaper has reported that British defence firms working for the UK government have warned staff about connecting or pairing their phones with Chinese-made electric cars due to worries about Beijing could be spying on their extra-sensitive data.
This is the Shorter Than Short Mike Kelly podcast.
If you're new to the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast, you can still hear all previous episodes by just searching or shouting the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast.
Live across the universe, it's the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast.
And in our Here's Something You Don't Know spot, China's Maglev train has clocked 620 miles per hour. That's faster than most commercial aircraft. A maglev train uses magnetic levitation or maglev technology to elevate and propel the train above the track, eliminating friction between the train and track. This allows for significantly higher speeds and a smoother ride compared to traditional wheel-on-rail trains.
How long does it take to stop at that speed?
US sailors had to leap for their lives to avoid Houthi militant fire in the Red Sea, and the USS Harry Truman had to make evasive maneuvers during which an FA-18 fighter Super Hornet jet, along with the vehicle towing it, rolled out of the hangar and into the sea. And a bit of early technology. Remember back in 1998 when the Royal Mail charged £1.50 a sheet service where you could send an email to someone without a computer. Relay 1 was an email to postal system service run by the United Kingdom's Royal Mail. The company described it as a modern-day telegram. The service cost £1.50 per page, and up to 50 pages could be sent for £5, which was a significantly higher cost than the price of a postage stamp. The email would be printed by the Royal Mail in London and then posted in the regular mail to its recipients.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
I see financial expert Paul Lewis. Are they all called Lewis? Evidence is growing to show the cause of the growing numbers getting disability benefits is that there are more disabled people. Should the government be asking why are there more and how can we help them? Have we any animal-related stories on the show? Go for it, my digital friend.
Leonardo, the missing Cumbrian tortoise, has turned up after being missing for 9 months. He was found a mile from his home. That means he travelled 6 meters a day.
Harold Brown in the New Forest has been fined by the council for having a noisy rooster for creating unacceptable levels of noise and disturbing people's sleep. In other news, the annoying 10-year-old Cooper Wallace, nicknamed the Seagull Boy, has screeched his way to win the European Championship gull screeching event in Belgium dressed as a seagull. Well done to Good Friday race winner Heavenly Heather. Tracer Waggett's Heavenly Heather caused a 200-1 sensation on all-weather finals day at Newcastle when winning the best MGM fillies and Mares Championships handicap, but she belied her odds to become the 12th horse since the turn of the century to strike at 201 win in Britain. The longest price winner in UK history was 250-1 Equinoctial at Keslow in November 1990.
Yabba dabba dabba doo, it's the Mike Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast for you.
More from the social media sites. Eric Idle. Today, apparently, is the 50th anniversary of Rutland Weekend Television. That will mean absolutely nothing to most of you, but a lot to me. Dr. Rachel Clark. 1 in 5 of the UK's care workforce have a non-British passport. Starmer would have us believe his carers are the squalid result of a failed experiment. I say they do necessary, humane, skilled work, and they are worth their weight in gold. Michael Rosen. Interesting that Starmer has big plans for people to learn English. Where? Who? How? FE colleges have been decimated over the last few years. Where can people go to get cheap or free English lessons that are near to their homes, taught by experienced, well-trained teachers? Blade of the Sun. In 2015, David Cameron privatised the National Fostering Agency. It's now paid £160 million a year straight to a New Jersey tax haven to manage the fostering of just 2,616 children, a tax-free profit of £61,000 per child. And they don't even provide any care. That's the fosterer's job.
This is the Shorter Than Short Mike Kelly podcast.
Fake Showbiz News at Fake Showbiz News. Sir Elton John expresses astonishment that Julia Donaldson's third Gruffalo book isn't coming out until September 2026. Is she writing a word a week, he fumed? Kneecap revealed that they were the ones who cut off Portugal and Spain's electricity. Ian Darlington, the crab who famously appeared on the front of the Prodigy's 1997 album Fat of the Land, has died at the age of 35. Lib Dem leader Ed Davey to appear on Channel 4's Naked Attraction, becoming the first Member of Parliament to take part in the show.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
Don't forget my pod-picking friends. If you want to get in touch about anything to do with the Shorter Than Short podcast show, please use the following to contact us. And if you have any stories, gossip, jokes or anything for the next episode, do connect and follow Mike DJ Kelly on Blue Sky Social. Please do follow, and if you have time, it would be appreciated if you could give us a review on any of the usual feedback sites. And as well as all of that, here's your homework for the next episode. Send us your poem or limerick based on the line, rats the size of cats.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
Guess the celebrity, born May the 31st, 1930. He is an American actor and film director. After achieving success in the Western TV series Rawhide, he rose to international fame with his role as the man with no name in Sergio Leone's Dollar trilogy of spaghetti westerns during the mid-1960s, and as anti-hero cop Harry Callan in the 1970s and 80s. Elected in 1986, he served for 2 years as the mayor of Carmel by Sea, California. Who is he?
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
During a recent royal visit to Italy, and the king was giving a speech in Italian, do you think he got it word perfect, or were people just too polite to highlight any faux pas? Parle perfettamente Italiano.
Sorry, but it was Mike DJ Kelly. What did you expect?
So what is an illegal immigrant? An illegal immigrant is a person residing in a country without the legal right to be there, often because they entered the country without proper authorization or stayed beyond the permitted time of their visa. How many illegal immigrants are in the UK? The LSE team say illegal immigrants oscillate between 417,000 and 863,000, including a population of UK-born children ranging between 44,000 and 144,000. I'm not against people from other lands seeking refuge here. I welcome them, but I'm just surprised how many there are in the country and how they got here. Noticed a lot of toothless people on the streets and wondered if it's down to the fact that they cannot get a dentist or afford the cost of dental work being done. On a similar note, the Health Lottery is a lottery that raises money to support the health and welfare of people throughout Great Britain. But who would have thought when they launched it in 2011 that the words Health Lottery would mean so much more now?
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
Recommend a pod for this week. It's the One-to-One podcast hosted by Chris Allen, managing partner at Black Solicitors. Each episode of One-to-One features an in-depth interview with local celebrities and big names, and available from all the usual download sites.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
If you want to get in touch with this top-rated and sometimes much listened to podcast, please connect and get in touch about anything to do with the Shorter Than Short podcast. We are on most social media sites, but the main one is Mike DJ Kelly on Blue Sky Social. Indeed, if you want to podcast making for your business, or you need any help with radio producer or presentation work, travel news or voiceover work, please do get in touch. Do please tell your friends about the podcast. All they need to do to find it is search on Google for the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast.
This is the Shorter Than Short Mike Kelly podcast.
Yes, it's time for the big one. Yes, rant of the week. Making America great again seems to be a good plan, but why America? The UK and many other countries are also needing to do this. Whose idea was it to sell a nation's key businesses to foreign owners and rivals? Why are the power companies, water companies, steel companies and car manufacturers all owned by foreign companies rather than UK ones. I read if you board a bus at Trafalgar Square, it's run by a German company. Boots fell to the Italians in 2007. Selfridges, Fortnum and Masons and the Savoy are owned by Canadians. Harrods has been bought by a firm based in Qatar. The Dorchester by one based in Brunei. As for our airports, most of them are run by a Spanish firm. In an article by Alex Brummer, he said the deregulation started in stages, starting with the removal of regulations on overseas investments by former Tory Chancellor Geoffrey Howe in 1979. This was followed in 1986 by what's known as the Big Bang, when a raft of restrictive old practices in the City of London was swept aside. Soon, foreign banks flooded into the city, gobbling up venerable British minnows such as S.G. Warburg, Robert Fleming and Schroders. Then came Tony Blair and Gordon Brown, who were so keen to keep in with big business that they refused to block any deals. Even when the Russians eyed up British gas, sounds like the politicians are to blame yet again.
Yabba dabba dabba doo, it's the Mike Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast for you.
And a final burst from those social media sites. JHM again reminded that I, a mental health nurse, cannot accept a £20 voucher from a patient's relative for the cafe they own as a thank you, but if I were a politician, I could accept alcohol, holidays, clothes, corporate hospitality, houses, etc. into the tens of thousands. Stephen, what Starmer has done to the Labour Party is a tragedy, but the Labour MPs going along with it for the sake of their careers are traitors to themselves and to those who voted for them. Brendan Cox, the PM, right about the risk to our country of becoming an island of strangers. But it's not just due to immigration. It's the rise of social media, decline in community institutions, reduced volunteering, the collapse of pubs, churches and more. Community needs rebuilding. And in the late news, is Britain broken due to the Clacton klaxon? Mayor of Lincolnshire's new housing policy is to put them in tents. Doctors are highly skilled and trusted professionals. Patients need to know they are genuinely being seen by doctors. Currently, they don't know. Breaking, Donald Trump boards the $400 million luxury jet that the Qatar government gifted him for the first time. Anybody who buys actual Weetabix is a mug. The supermarket imitation for about a third of the price tastes absolutely identical.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kelly. You are out of time. You must stop now.
Okay, it's time to go. Guess the name of the song or the artist who had a hit with the song these lines are from. I've been walking along familiar places, places we used to be. I've been driving all night in the fog and rain, hoping just to see your face. All of your friends, they just tell me you're going to be free. Now I laugh at these memories, forever calling. It was Forget About You by The Motors. Guess the celebrity, born May 31st, 1930. He is an American actor and film director. After achieving success in the Western TV series Rawhide, he rose to international fame with his role as the man with no name in Sergio Leone's Dollars trilogy of spaghetti westerns during the mid-1960s, and as anti-hero cop Harry Callan in the 1970s and 80s. He was elected in 1986 and served 2 years as the mayor of Carmel by Sea in California. Who is it? It's Clinton Eastwood Jr., Clint Eastwood. And guess what? It's been a blast, but that's enough for this sugar-coated Do We Need Politicians edition of the crazy Shorter Than Short podcast show. From me, Mike Kelly.
And from me, Joyce, your good-looking digital chum.
Thank you for listening. Please take care out there. And remember, you can always find the podcast by searching or shouting the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast.
This is the Shorter Than Short podcast with Mike Kelly.
It's the Mike DJ Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast.
Yabba dabba dabba doo, it's the Mike Kelly Shorter Than Short podcast for you.